I know that our half acre homestead does not get a lot of live streams. Let me just wait. I got to wait for this thing to come up and start going. I know that our half acre homestead, a lot of people on our half acre homestead don't like the live streams. That's why I always do them on Life with the Wolfies. But tomorrow is Life with the Wolfies. Let me just pop my chat out here. Tomorrow is the Life with the Wolfies live. But that's like, another ball game another day. Hey, hot child in the city. Hey, read, read, read. Hey, KB. Leanne Bischoff. Potato Head. Hey, Tina Elliott. How's everybody doing? I gotta talk. Yeah, this is. I didn't write that down, but I gotta tell you that I almost didn't get out of bed today. Hey, Liz. Celeste. Hi. I almost didn't get out of bed today. And hi, Charlene. I don't know what's going on. I burnt myself, but it's not bad now. But I I was half asleep and I got up and went to make myself a cup of tea and I reached over to grab the sugar because in the morning I have 1 cup of tea with sugar. Not every morning, but in the morning I'll have 1 cup of tea with a bit of organic sugar so I can have something to dip my toast in. And you got to have the sugar to go with the butter. You know what I mean? And the salt of the butter. So I burnt myself on the steam, and that was it. I was like, I'm going back to bed. I'm going back to bed. And I was crying, and I realized it's February. The days are getting longer. I've got SADS, but depression is not something people can just, the worst thing you can say to somebody who has emotional disorders like depression, just because I've been on depression medication for 30 years, 32 years, just because I'm on depression medication doesn't mean I still don't get blindsided by it once in a while. It just means it's not horrifically horrible. But I went back to bed, and then I kept saying to Howie, "What time is it?" And he said it's 11:30, and then I just laid there. And then the little voices, not the voices, but you know what I mean, the one on the one shoulder. If you don't get out of bed soon, you're not going to get out of bed in time to wake up enough to do something with your day. Yeah, but I don't have to do anything with my day, says the other voice. I'm sad and I just want to be alone and stay in my bed where it's warm and safe and I feel cuddled. But if you don't get out of bed, Bev, when you do eventually get out of bed, because you can't stay in bed all day, you're going to be pissed off because you didn't get the things done that you wanted to do. And then you're going to want to go back to bed. It's a real vicious cycle. Hey, Nana, Willow, Tigger Bouncin, Aaron, and Sherry Leach, and Lori. Hi. So I had to talk myself to get out of bed. So before I could even like grab my glasses, my phone, anything, I got up, I got in the shower. And then I sat down and I did a video for the Cooking with Cannabis, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And I did another video with Life with the Wolfies, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And I knew, okay, then I could make myself a cup of tea. Like, I'm dressed. I could make myself a cup of tea and I could sit down and relax for a minute because now I've kicked my adrenaline into gear. I've kicked my psyche into work mode, right? I love you and the community. My pain from the bone cancer is bad today. Please continue to pray for me, please. Always. 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 I pray for everybody. I really do. And it may not be the way other people pray, but it is. And I hope God, heals you, Lori. And if that doesn't happen, then there's a reason for it. And God will give you the strength to keep putting one foot in front of the other. You're alive for a reason, sweetheart. There's no battle that you can't handle, okay? Because you were chosen to have this battle for a reason, okay? So you just hang in there, and we will pray for you always. I procrastinated in bed until 10:30. I was 11:30. And finally convinced myself to plant some hot pepper seeds, jigsaw, Scotch bonnet, and sugar rush peach. There you go, Elaine. Good job. Hey, Alan. So I got up. I had my shower. I asked Howie to fill some big pots of soil for me, and I did some video work, and I'm going to be doing some editing work. But we fixed the dishwasher. Here's the story behind that. And you'll see the repair job on Life with the Wolfies. Okay. Do I have a moderator here today? Do I have a moderator here? Where is Seashell? Anyway, we fixed the dishwasher. Here's the story. A couple of times my dishwasher got ran with the filter improperly in it. That puts food and stuff inside the spray arms. So I had to take the spray arms apart to clean them, and then realized they weren't meant to be taken apart, so I zip tied them closed. That doesn't work. The zip ties made the spray arms too heavy to actually get the motion going with the water. Okay. Thank you, Karen. I'm glad. So I got this idea in my head. Now, have you ever seen the little tubes of crazy glue where there's just a little wee one-use tube in it? Well, first off, I ordered a new spray arm for the bottom of the dishwasher because that's the one that was causing the most problems with the twist ties or the zip ties. So I ordered it off of Amazon because navigating the Whirlpool site's just insane. Hey, Angie Mack, Lisa Allen, Tina Elliott, Linda Bopp. So I ordered it from Amazon. And when I got it, I realized I ordered the upper spray arm, not the lower spray arm. And then I got it into my head, well, I'm going to fix the lower spray arm. And I got crazy glue. So I pried it all apart, and I took the spray bar. It was sitting on the counter. So I took it apart, and I cleaned it, and I dried it, and I crazy glued it back together. And by God, it worked. Problem was, I fixed the spray arm of the arm I just replaced. I wasn't thinking. I didn't go into the dishwasher and grab the bottom one. I just saw the top one and thought, I wonder if that'll work. And I did it. And then I had no more crazy glue. So Howie brought me home some glue. And so you're going to see how it works on Life with the Wolfies. But right now, test run, dishes are running. Joey from Spokane, Washington, almost eaten the entire pumpkin roll. So much for losing weight. You made a pumpkin spice roll, eh? Hey, Star Dream, how are you? So anyway, so that's coming up on Life with the Wolfies. Now, everybody knows, or not everybody knows, that I have a channel on YouTube called Cooking with Cannabis. And I got that channel up to 18,500 subscribers. And I was just starting to make $20 a month when YouTube completely demonetized me. Now that channel is still at 18,000. This was a couple of years ago. It's still at 18,200. But I am moving my Cooking with Cannabis channel to Rumble. And so because people keep asking me, can you please upload more videos, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I can't. Because if I upload one more video on cooking with cannabis and YouTube thinks it's dangerous, they will delete my channel. I've already got 2 strikes, right? So what I'm doing is I've saved some of my old videos and I'm re-uploading them to Cooking with Cannabis on Rumble. And I will put everything in the description box below this video after I finish the live stream. So there is Cooking with Cannabis is starting up all over again on Rumble. And so after this live, I will put the link in the description box below this video for that channel. I also have Mrs. Wolfie. Let's talk about it, or let's give them something to talk about, or let's talk on Rumble, where I can say the things that I can't say here. Yeah, absolutely, Linda Bob. So it's going to take me some time to build it up because I am not going to make much money on Rumble, right? This YouTube is my main income stream. But I'm muzzled and I have to be careful with what I say and what I post and all that stuff. However, see, and I can't go live on Rumble because I don't know how to work it there. I have to have a third-party software thing that I don't know how to work. I'm not that technically smart. People think I am because I run channels and I do social media, but I'm really not that technically. You know, once I learn something, I'm good at it, but then they go and upgrade it and I don't know, I have to learn it all over again, right? So I am on, hi, Misty. I am on Gab, okay? And yes, I'm on Facebook, but I'm weaning everybody from Facebook off me. I'm weaning you from seeing me on Facebook. Yes, I put my videos up there. Yes, I post a lot of political stuff up there, okay? But I don't really use Facebook anymore. I only use it for my Connected Hearts group, private group, where we go, where we don't want. It's a self-centered group. No, self-censored group, which means we go there because we don't want to have arguments over religion. We don't want to have arguments over race. We don't want to have arguments, not that there would be arguments over race, because there's only one race, and that's the human race. We don't want to have arguments over politics or any of that stuff. So, you know, even off-color jokes are frowned upon, right? That's where we go for peace. But you can say almost anything on Rumble, I know. I am on Gab. And again, I will put that in the link or in the description box below this video after I'm done here, okay? Because I seem to be shy of moderators today. And unless I have a volunteer that I know who can be a moderator and knows how to go and get my links and bring them in here. But the thing is I just found out that Gab has Gab Pro, which as soon as I can afford it, I'm going to buy a membership. Why? Because Gab is another social media site that is totally uncensored. The sad part is people have gotten so used, like people say, don't go to Twitter, it's a cesspool. Well, of course it's a cesspool. It's really not censored all that much. Facebook is so heavily censored that we have been mentally trained to believe we no longer have to scroll. Mark Zuckerberg does that for us. So when you go to gab.com, hang on. I'm going to put some of these links in here for you, okay? Just give me a second. When you go to gab.com, all right, there is no censorship. And hang on a second. There is no censorship. So what does that mean? Having no censorship means You have to learn to scroll past what you find offensive. I know it sounds easy, but it's really not. It's not easy. Why? Because if you really want to be in a social media place that is free of censorship, then you're going to see a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of offensive stuff. No, there's not going to be child pornography or anything like that because that's illegal. But you are going to hear people's opinions. And you are going to see politics. And you are going to see, wing nuts. And you are going to see all kinds of stuff. You have to learn to scroll. You see, Facebook is insidious. It has taught us to not expect reality anymore. Right? So there's me on Gab, right? Now I'm going to be looking into Gab Pro as soon as I can afford it because I would like to buy the lifetime membership, which is like $500. No, I'm not asking for money, so please don't go there. I can get a year. Now I have my doubts about lifetime memberships because I did that with that little thing where you do the cards. What was that, Jib Jab or something like that? And I bought a lifetime membership and I can no longer access it. And it was years ago. So I'm going to buy the yearly membership, which is $99, the pro membership, so that I can live stream on Gab and say whatever we want. Right? So, well, wing nuts. You have to learn to shuffle past without going down the rabbit hole. That's right. You have to be your own censor. That's it. We've given away way too much of our freedom for the feeling of safety, and it's become a gilded cage. Right? So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. We've repaired the dishwasher. It's going to be a video on Life with the Wolfies. I'm recording an introduction video of me explaining why I use cannabis, because the first time I put my fudgy loaded brownie video up on Cooking with Cannabis, somebody came in and went, "Oh, an addict is an addict is an addict, and you are some grandmother," and yada, 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 yada. I don't owe that person an explanation, but I do want to share with the general populace why I am a cannabis user. Everybody here knows that I'm allergic to all opioids, Valium, Librium, some antidepressants, and all anti-inflammatories. So they need to know that I'm not just some other fly-by-night person who's just getting into the cannabis culture. I've been here a long time, right? So I want new people to understand why I think that marijuana has been demonized. It should never have been made into classed as a narcotic because it's an herb. All of these things are going to be over on Cooking with Cannabis on Rumble. Why? Because I can. Right? Yeah, well, it's not for everybody. But it should be an option for those like me, right? Who I can't even take pain meds over the border with me because I have to ask for opioids to travel into the States because I can't take my medical marijuana with me. Well, guess what? I can't take the opioids anymore. I have reacted to my very last opioid, which was tramadol. Right? So it should be an option. It is a medicinal herb. You got to remember too that the pharmaceutical industry patented the word medicine Why? Once it's patented, they now, modern medicine is a pharmaceutical industry and a surgical industry. Herbal medicine and homeopathic medicine are now considered alternative. What's wrong with that picture? What is considered alternative and woo-woo medication out there was here first. And everything you get from the pharmaceutical industry is a chemical bastardization of a once herbal product. So they flipped it so that this has to be called alternative medicine when it should be called original medicine, right? I've got a new Bluetooth speaker and I can't wait to play the new Anne series, Miss Cornelia episode to my husband. He's following the reading and loving it. You're welcome. You're welcome. I actually have another video that I have to edit today for Anne. I actually recorded 8, but 3 of them, for some reason, my mic cut out and I have to re-record them. So, okay, Cal Storm. Hi, darling. I didn't even see you. It's all about the words and their meanings. That's why they're changing definitions and canceling history. Like, tell me, is there nothing so close to Orwellian society than the cancel culture we have today? They're canceling history. It's nuts. Chemicals are the alternative. Exactly. Anyway, folks, I made this very brief. I just talked to Brother John, J0. He sends his love. That's what I also wanted to talk about. I had to call him and find out what was really going on down in Ohio with that train derailment. It's basically Ohio's Chernobyl. And it has not been handled properly. And, they are out of harm's way. They're much farther north, but it is going to affect, it's going to seep into the Ohio River and stuff like that. It is horrible. He said, but they're all doing fine. They've got their water so far is fine, but the government's going to bring in bottled water. What are the scariest words in the world, folks? Hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. But anyway, John and Mary and everybody says to send their love, and they're doing fine. They're just, doing the do things, homesteading and looking after their life. All right. I know you miss him, but every once in a while, but once a month, I try and call him and find out how he's doing. And he sends his love. He just has no use for YouTube, and I don't blame him. This is Mrs. Wolfe from our half-acre homestead saying, I hope that this kind of live tea break filled you in on some gaps and let you know what's coming up. You were going to talk about the pinecone flowers. Was I? Somebody asked me some of my older videos from our half-acre homestead are now being deleted and are migrating over to Life with Wolfies because I have thousands of videos on our half-acre homestead. And not all of them are homestead related. So if you see older videos coming up on Life with the Wolfies, that's just because that's where they now belong. Like the pinecone flower video. The pinecone flower video I uploaded today, somebody said, how old is this video? 7 years old. You look at all the other pinecone flower videos on YouTube, and you'll find out where they got the idea. Anyway, I know. Anyway, I have to get back to work. I have several videos to upload. Oh, yeah, I was going to give you my Rumble channels, wasn't I? Right. Let's do that. I have 2 of them. They're never going to do me much good stead when it comes to monetization until I get a major following. But you see how long it took me to get here, right? All right, here is my Mrs. Wolfie channel. It's called Let's Talk. And here is my Cooking with Cannabis channel, which is just getting started. Okay, so now you have my Gab. You have my controversial, don't go to Mrs. Wolfie and let's talk on Rumble if you don't want to hear my real opinions on things. Okay, I don't even have time half the time to work that channel, but I'm going to, because there's a lot of shit going on that's upsetting, right? There's my Cooking with Cannabis on Rumble. I'm starting to get that going again. And it's not just Cooking with Cannabis, it's seed starting and all that stuff. There is Mrs. Wolfie Let's Talk on Rumble, and then there's Mrs. Wolfie on Gab. And pretty soon I'm going to be live streaming on Gab, right? So I'm weaning you away from me on Facebook because I'm not going to be there much longer. Okay? Anyway. And, oh, yes, Reading with Beverly Wolfie, folks. Okay, here we go. Patreon. Let's pay the bills. Patreon is where patrons, we didn't have Freaky Friday last night. Hang on a second. I'm going to pay the bills here. Let me just view page as public. Okay. Patrons didn't get their Freaky Friday last night. They're getting it tonight. They're getting Sassy Saturday tonight. All right. Patreon is for my folks. It's $5 a month American, or $7 for the lowest I can go and still keep it semi-private, right? It's $5 a month American, $7.50 a month Canadian. I have, I don't know, 40 supporters, and that's okay, right? And they take their cut. Patreon takes a percentage. They do, just like YouTube, just not as bad, right? What we do on Patreon is every Monday and Wednesday, we have frank discussions like this, only we say the stuff you can't say on YouTube, right? It's unlisted. It's for patrons only. And what is said there is meant to stay there, right? Sometimes I delete videos altogether. So if you don't make it to a live and you miss it, you can't always catch up on it afterwards. Like Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday is where in the evening, well, tonight it's going to be Sassy Saturday, we get together. Some people have a cup of tea. Some people smoke a joint. Some people have a martini. Some people basically, there's a group of us that get together and we put on the lights and the disco lights and we listen to music and we just allow joy into our lives and we have fun. There's no political bullcrap. There's no serious discussions. It's all about lightening up. And that's how we get through our week sometimes. But I'm just letting you know that Patreon is where you get me uncensored, but it's unlisted and it's for patrons only. So if, and most my patrons that show up every Friday night say that the $5 a month or the $7.50 a month Canadian is worth it just for Freaky Friday, right? It's not just for people who use cannabis. It's for everybody who just wants to listen to music and have fun and get silly, right? That's that. So, I've given you all my links. Chaos! Yeah, we have a good time on Patreon, don't we, Chaos? So, Gab, Patreon, Rumble. Reading channel, folks. I am going to finish, if it kills me, Anne's House of Dreams before planting season. Okay? I'm working on it today. This is Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead saying there's all your updates for all the channels. All right? Take care. God bless. And Life with the Wolfies, folks. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon around 4 o'clock for our weekly, meeting. It's a weekly meeting for me. All right? I love you guys. Take care. God bless. And thanks for showing up. All right? John sends his love.